she to be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is, and therefore make her grave straight. The crowner has sat on her and finds it Christian burial.
How can that be? Unless she drowned herself in her own defense.
Why, 'tis found so.
Must be se offendendo. Cannot be else. See, here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act. And an act hath three branches. It is to act, to do, to perform. Argal, she drowned herself wittingly.
Nay, but hear you, good man Delver.
Give me leave. Here lies the water, good. Here stands the man, good. If the man go to this water and drown himself, it is will he nil he goes. Mark you that. But if the water come to the man and drown him, he drowns not himself. Argal, he who is not guilty of his own death, shortens not his own life.
But is this law?
Aye, married is it. Crowner's quest law.
Will you have the truth, aunt? If this had not been a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out of Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest. And the more pity that great folk should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves, more than they're even Christian. Come, my spade. There's no engine, gentlemen, but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. For they hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
What art a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? In the scripture, it says Adam digged. Could he dig with no arms? Let me put another question to thee. If thou answerest not to the purpose, confess thyself.
Go to.
What is he that builds stronger than neither the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
I like thy wit well, in good faith. The gallows does well. But how does it well? It does well to those that do in. Now thou dost ill to say that the gallows is built stronger than the church. Argal, the gallows may do well to thee. To it again come.
Who builds stronger than the mason, the shipwright, or a carpenter?
Aye, tell me that. Unyoke.
Marry, now I can tell.
To it.
Mass, I cannot tell.
Cudgel thy brains to know more about it, for your dull ass will not mend his pace with beating. And when you're asked that question next, say, a grave maker, for the houses he builds last till doomsday. Go, get thee to yon, fetch me a stoup of liquor. In youth when I did love me, thought it was very sweet to contract all the time for a my behoved. For me thought there was nothing meet.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
Cousin hath made it in him a property easiness.
'Tisn't so, the hand of little employment hath the daintier sense.
Age with a stealing step hath clawed me in his clutch, and has shipped me into the land, as if I had never been such.
A skull had a tongue in it, it could sing once, how the knave jowls it to the ground as if it were Cain's jawbone that did the first murder. It might be the pate of a politician which this os now overreaches, one that would circumvent God, might it not?
It might, my lord.
Or of a courtier which could say, Good morrow, sweet lord, or how dost thou, good lord? It might be, my lord, such a one that praised my lord such a one's horse when he meant to beg it, might it not?
Aye, my lord.
Is not parchment made of sheepskins?
Aye, my lord. And of calfskins, too.
They are sheep and calves who seek out assurance in that. I will speak to this fellow. What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman then?
For none neither.
Who will be buried in it?
One that was a woman, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Why, he may last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tenant will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
Why, his hide is so tanned from his trade that he'll keep out water a great while, and your water's a sore care of your whole son dead body. Why, here's a skull now. This skull's lain in the earth some 23 years.
Whose was it?
A whoreson mad fellow's it was. Do you know whose it was?
Yeah, no, not.
A pestilence for a mad rogue. He once poured a flagon of Rhenish on me head. This, sir, is Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Isn't that?
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. Now how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were to set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning. Quite chapfallen? Take you to my lady's chambers, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick, and to this she must come, and make her laugh. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked at this fashion in the earth,
Even so.
and smelt so? Ha! To what base uses we may return, Horatio? Why may not imagination be used to trace the noble dust of Alexander, though we find it stopping a bunghole?
'Twere to consider too curiously, to consider so.
No, faith, not a jot, but to follow him thither with modesty enough, and likelihood to lead it, as thus: Alexander died, Alexander was buried, Alexander returneth into dust, the dust is earth, of earth we make loam, and why of that loam might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth, which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel this winter flaw. But soft! But soft! Here comes the king!